The 6-month stress test. Monad has officially survived its first 180 days of mainnet state contention, yet the protocol's biggest hurdle was never the transaction engine. It was the entry ramp. Yesterday's integration with SimpleSwap represents a shift in how new Layer 1 ecosystems handle liquidity injection, by attempting to bypass the manual bridge and wait cycle that defines the current user experience. Instead of forcing users through a multi-step lock and mint process, the protocol is leveraging a multi-source aggregator to facilitate direct, self-custodial transfers into the Monad execution environment. This move targets a specific friction that historically kills early-stage chain adoption. The architectural goal is clear: make a high-performance EVM feel as accessible as a centralized exchange while maintaining on-chain finality. The underlying mechanics of this onboarding reveal a lot about how parallel execution handles high-velocity capital inflow. Optimistic parallel execution logic. To understand why bridgeless onboarding matters, you have to look at the Monad engine itself. Most EVM chains are strictly sequential. They process one transaction at a time to ensure the state remains predictable. Monad uses optimistic parallel execution, which allows the network to process multiple transactions across various CPU cores simultaneously, while identifying state dependencies in real time. If two transactions don't touch the same account, they run in parallel. This design targets a theoretical 10,000 transactions per second with a finality of roughly 800 milliseconds. By integrating an aggregator like SimpleSwap, Monad is testing whether its asynchronous execution pipeline can handle rapid, automated wallet-to-wallet swaps without the latency spikes that usually plague new networks during liquidity events. It is a bet that the execution layer can stay ahead of the onboarding friction. The bridgeless swap mechanism. The term bridgeless is slightly misleading but technically descriptive of the user's journey. SimpleSwap functions as a multi-source liquidity aggregator that handles the complexity of the cross-chain move behind a single interface. When a user sends an asset from an external chain, the aggregator identifies the most efficient liquidity path, often through established decentralized or centralized pools, and delivers the native token directly to the user's Monad address. There is no manual interaction with a bridge contract, no waiting for a relayer to confirm a mint, and no need to manage gas on two different chains simultaneously. For the Monad ecosystem, this is a vital engineering artifact because it turns a cross-chain move into a simple wallet-to-wallet transaction. This abstraction layer is designed to solve the liquidity fragmentation problem that has historically isolated new L1s from the broader DeFi market. The Liquidity Paradox. While the SimpleSwap integration lowers the barrier to entry, the on-chain data presents a more nuanced reality. Just last week, Orderly Network delisted Monad from its supported chains, citing minimal activity and a total value locked that sat well below expectations for a high-performance L1. This creates a stark contradiction. On one hand, you have sophisticated infrastructure like Town Square, securing $16 million in funding to build money markets on Monad. On the other, you have established protocols withdrawing support, because the actual builder-to-user ratio remains skewed. This is the classic liquidity paradox. A chain can have 10,000 TPS capacity, but if the cost of getting capital onto the chain remains high, or the incentive to stay is missing, the performance metrics are essentially vanity numbers. The success of this new onboarding method will be measured not by the speed of the swap, but by the retention of the assets once they arrive. The UX Abstraction Moat. The shift toward bridgeless onboarding signals that the Layer 1 war is moving from a battle of raw throughput to a battle of UX abstraction. The facts from the SimpleSwap integration and the parallel execution design suggest that performance is becoming a commodity, while accessibility remains the true moat. In late 2026, a protocol's ability to hide its own complexity, specifically the friction of cross-chain movement, is more valuable than a marginal increase in transactions per second. We are seeing a transition where the bridge is no longer a destination for the user, but a background process for the aggregator. For developers and analysts, the metric to watch isn't just TVL or TPS, it is the conversion rate of external liquidity into active long-term participants. If Monad's parallel engine can keep fees near zero while these aggregators remove the onboarding wall, we may see the first high-performance L1 that doesn't require a bridge tutorial to use. Watch the active address count over the next 30 days to see if the SimpleSwap entry ramp actually converts to sustained on-chain utility. Subscribe for more